This is me, and I know what you're thinking. I didn't know Auschwitz survivors were still kicking. I don't know if it's quite acceptable for a Holocaust joke yet. Anyway, granted it was a good few years ago, but the reason I'm showing you this is to prove to you that I was once really skinny. For most of my life I struggled to put on weight, let alone any muscle. And as soon as I could go to the gym, I did. And I was desperate to reinvent myself and the way I looked. Much like anything I do, I have to take it to the very extreme. So in the last 5 years I've gone from the skinny insecure guy who has literally taken the piss out of for looking this way, to a bodybuilder. And for a living I quite literally help people undertake transformations of their own. And I get it, you probably don't want to be a bodybuilder, but for sure you'd like to ditch your skinny self and start being proud of the way you look in and outside of clothes. So in this video, I'm going to break down how you can do this step by step in the fastest time possible. You know what, if I could just have one conversation with younger Josh, you know what I'd do? I'd grab him by the scruff of his fucking neck and be like, listen here boy, right? Stop dicking about your training program and start eating properly, because I messed about for years, right? All I cared about was, oh, what rep range is the most important? What training program is going to make me the biggest? If I start taking this pre-workout, I'm going to be stronger. No. And I see this mistake in skinny guys and I'm like, listen here, you donut. Start eating properly. The food is literally the bottom of the pyramid, okay? Nothing matters above the pyramid unless you get the food right, because that is the base and the foundation of everything. You're a skinny guy, right? I was the same as you. You likely have a low appetite paired with a fast metabolism, meaning you basically struggle to get in enough food to gain muscle. And the thing is, I've done this for years, mate. I've done this year after year, and I was never hungry to eat. I'd go to the gym, I'd love it, I'd love training, and I'd miss meals, I wouldn't hit my calories, and therefore, as a result, there was no chance that I was going to get any bloody bigger. And I bet you've said this, okay? Because I said it, and I've heard hundreds of guys say it. Oh, but I do eat a lot of food, bro. No. If you're not getting any bigger and the scales are not going up, I promise you are not eating enough food, okay? Slice of toast in the morning, some chicken and rice at lunch, and your mum's dinner, maybe with a protein shake. It's not gonna cut it, bro. You're probably eating anywhere between 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day, maybe less. For someone like us, we need 3,000 calories plus. And that's not easy. That wasn't easy for me at the start. It isn't easy when you don't know what to do. It isn't easy when you don't know what to eat, especially if you hate cooking. I hate spending time in the kitchen. I hate prepping meals. It is my least favorite thing to do. But what I have done over the years with myself and loads of other guys is I've created this foolproof system, which means getting calories in is easy and you don't need to worry about it. We are off to the shops. I'm going to show you some of the best food you can buy. They're going to make I'm going to show you some of the best foods that you can pick up for a good price that you're probably not eating. And we're in the motherland, Sainsbury's. Got a decent bit of the grub right here. I'll show you what it is shortly. You love all this stuff, don't you? These foods are game changers when it comes to getting wham. Gold top milk, packed full of calories, packed full of goodness. Minced meat, always make sure that you go for the higher percentage in fat one. Beautiful ribeye steak, same as avocado, easy fats there. Greek yogurt, make sure that you go for the full fat Greek yogurt. Medjool dates, these are underrated, people don't know about them. If medjool dates weren't gatekept for so long from me in my fitness journey, I would have been 100 kilos about 2 years ago. And then easy things, honey, dried mango, these foods make it so easy to hit your calorie goal, and they're also ridiculously healthy, all low glycemic, all amazing for your gut health, so they're good for you, they don't contain loads of sugar, and they're amazing for bulking. Another absolute game-changing tip, okay? I said at the start of this video I hated cooking, okay, and you guys are probably the same. It is my least favorite thing to do. The last thing that any of us want to do is spend hours and hours in the kitchen every single day. To avoid that, get yourself an air fryer. It'll cost you like 80 quid, but it is going to make the process so fucking easy. It's essentially an oven that works as simply as a microwave. Seriously, makes the food really good, makes the food really quick, and it makes the food without you having to look at it the whole time, so you must get one. It's confusing, right? It's a very, very confusing time in the period of social media of trying to work out how to actually train to build muscle. So we're going to make it as simple as possible, okay? The best training split to use, in my opinion, is an upper-lower training split. It gives you the opportunity to hit each muscle group twice a week. You only have to train 4 days a week. It is the best split, okay? I'm not going to spend a massive amount of time breaking this down. If you do want to know exactly how to follow upper lower, my last video was literally talking about upper lower. There's also a free training program which follows the upper lower training split that you can find in the top link in my description. So the two fundamental parts of training which shouldn't be overlooked are training with full range of motion and training at high intensity. Very simply put, don't be a half rep Harry and actually train fucking hard. Train to failure. Push yourself. Think about it this way, right? Your body doesn't actually want to grow muscle. You know that. Your body builds muscle due to a stress response. Okay, so you actively have to stress your body to give it a reason to build muscle. So you have to train hard. You have to lift progressively heavier weight over time. You should leave the gym feeling fucked. You should wake up the next day feeling sore. They are indicators that you are training at a high level of intensity and you're pushing yourself. When you're using full range of motion and you're training at a high intensity, the next thing you need to make sure you're doing is you're applying progressive overload. Let's not overcomplicate this. To make it simple, progressive overload is simply just getting better over time. Whether that's more reps, whether that's more weight on the bar, it just means improving. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. When you get your food right and you're eating in a calorie surplus and your body weight is going up, you're sleeping well, you're hydrating well, and you're recovering in between your sessions, you will find that progressive overload comes super easy. If you don't progress in a session, it's because you either haven't eaten correctly or you're under recovered. So all the people that are like, oh, you can train 6-7 days a week, it's like, yeah, but how much of that time are you actually wasting? Really, you only need 3 or 4. You might push it up to 5. In my opinion, 4 is the sweet spot. You want to put your main focus into your compound movements, okay? You've got compound and isolation. Compound means you're basically using multiple muscle groups to perform an exercise. And isolation is where you are quite literally isolating one muscle group and you're solely using that. You could get away with doing no isolation movements and simply doing compound movements. You will bulk up. You will build muscle. You will look massive. Most powerlifters only do their squat, bench, and deadlift, and they are fucking massive. Just train hard. That's all you need to do. Train hard, get stronger over time, use full range of motion. If you do those 3 things, it's impossible to not build muscle. Someone comes up to me, they're really skinny, and they're like, right, I want to bulk up, I want to add muscle. What protein powder should I get? I'm like, fucking hell. I'm going to bring your attention back to the pyramid that I referenced earlier on in the video. Nutrition is at the bottom. Training is after that. Supplementation is towards the very top of that pyramid. Getting your supplementation right might give you an extra 5% in terms of gains. Getting your training and nutrition bang on will give you the rest. It will give you 95%. It just seems like an easy cop out. You know, you can buy something and it might give you results instead of just doing the hard work and eating properly. But I do think there is a place for supplementation, and if you've got everything else bang on, then I do think there is a place. The only supplements I like are creatine at 10 grams a day. That should be a staple for anyone. It's fantastic for building muscle. It's fantastic for recovery. You're going to be stronger in your sessions. You're going to be able to progress faster. Magnesium glycinate, take that before you go to bed. The higher the dose, the better. Make sure it's glycinate, okay? This thing is going to help you sleep like a fucking baby. We're all magnesium deficient, so make sure you get some magnesium glycinate. And the only other one is an electrolyte, okay? Because an electrolyte is actually going to make sure that you're properly hydrated. When your muscle is properly hydrated, you're going to perform better in the gym. The better you perform, the more chance you then obviously have of hypertrophy, because you're producing a new stimulus through progressive overload. That's it. Okay, you don't need protein powder, just eat meat. Meat is so much better than protein powder. You don't need a pre-workout. You might get one for the buzz, but it's not going to give you anything extra. Please don't get a mass gainer. Like, they are literally fucking awful for you. They're just packed full of sugar and they're just going to ruin your stomach. They might help you get calories in at first in the short term. In the long term, it's going to ruin your digestion. I would actually recommend making your own mass gainer shakes. That's one thing that I did used to do that helped me get my calories in when my appetite was lower. I'm just going to leave some of my favorite mass gainer shakes on the screen for you instead of me talking through it. I don't feel like I need to talk about this, but I will do. It's the importance of sleep. This should be a focal point for everyone, not just if you're trying to add muscle, but if you're trying to bulk up. Your body recovers when you sleep. Your body produces hormones when you sleep. It improves cognitive function when you're asleep. You just sleep, bro. Please just go to sleep. Stop staying up late playing your fucking Xbox. Take your magnesium. Get your 8 hours. You'll be sweet as a nut. You'll grow like a weed. And that's it. That's everything. That's literally everything you need to do to bulk up. Don't overcomplicate it. Stick to the basics. You'll be massive. Most people overcomplicate it. If you just stick to those basic fundamentals for 2 to 3 years, you will add 20 to 30 kilos of muscle. You'll be massive. You'll transform your life. You'll look better than 95% of people around you. It's so simple. Stick to the long-term game. You will win.